But I do want to mention the Washington Wizards coming up in a couple days. I feel as if obviously you want to win every award you can. And by that, I mean the NBA Cup. But also you get the benefit of, yes, you didn't make it to Vegas, but you did get 4 days rest. You played Detroit, an added game, and then you get 2 more days rest, and then you get Washington, and then you get some more rest after that. So I feel as if this is a great stretch for the Celtics, and maybe you don't mind seeing Jason Tatum sit again. Would that be crazy for me to say? Would that be
go on vacation, book a flight to Cancun. The flights might be
I don't know.
cheap.
He loves playing Washington. He saw Washington, rightfully so. Do you think would you hate the idea of Jason Tatum sitting on Sunday night?
I wouldn't hate it. It would be lazy, and I think it would
be
go
surprised.
against. Yeah, I'd be
here's the thing. This is a real injury that it's not like this whole thing's like totally blown over.
Yeah.
I do think obviously adding an extra rest day, but I do, having 4 days off does make me think that, okay, maybe he is really dealing with something, because obviously the speculations go beyond that and say, oh, well, maybe he's just resting and they'll just get fined for saying rest now, because that's how that works. I do think he might be dealing with a little something. But like I said earlier in the show, game 25 against the Detroit Pistons on a December night, that's a lot better than missing a game in April.
Right. And we've also heard the famous line from Jason Tatum, I'll play on the nights and put on a performance on the NBA League Pass games against the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets are better than the Washington Wizards. What's that? I was just trying to pull it up on my phone. What's that Kyle Kuzma meme of him saying, at least we're not that team?
Yeah,
he is don't that team now.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I was like, I hope, and they were losing like 16 straight games before they beat Denver. I was like, oh, man, like, I just hope Kyle Kuzma and the Washington Wizards lose 29 straight games. I just think that would just be so funny. Wizards suck. I mean, here we go. Wizards suck. And then cut to us, flash ahead to Sunday night, us talking about the Celtics getting whacked by the Wizards, right? But I mean, the Wizards come on. We know we're not going to have to worry about the Wizards in April and May. So I think we could talk our smack about the Washington Wizards. But I think
that Brogdon guy.
It is a gift. It is a gift that the Boston Celtics have this amount of rest, and they have Detroit and Washington as those 2 added games. I think that's a gift. I think that's better than winning the NBA Cup, fellas.
It's definitely going to be we were talking about Tatum getting the rest earlier too. I just think it's like too much resting can obviously, it might not get his momentum the same. And I don't want to like jump into like the conversation too much, but like, I don't want it to ruin his case for MVP voting this year, because, more time that he sits, I feel like that maybe won't give him more time to like shine for, his playing to be MVP. Excuse me.
Who's your MVP? Who's your MVP right now? Let's get into it. Come on. Let's get into it.
I mean, I don't want to say like
say it. Come on, say it. There's nothing. There's no. Unless you say something stupid like Joel Embiid, there's no like terrible wrong answer.
No,
like it's game 25 of the regular.
It's gonna be either between Jokic and Tatum.
Oh, okay.
So
who's your top 3 right now? Who's your top? Who would you say in no particular order? Who would you think? Who would you say your top 3 is?
I would go, Jokic probably number 1, honestly, and then I would say Tatum is second, and then third, I would say Giannis is jumping back into the case as well. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys agree, disagree. I mean,
go ahead, Franco.
I don't even know if I can say this, but that Luigi. I saw something about that.
No.
He tweeted that take about a week ago too. So, oh man, but I think Tatum wins speak. Wins are the most numerous stat on the game, and I think wins are the only stat that matters. So if Jokic can continue to win, and obviously the improvement of the Milwaukee Bucks will bring him back into the case, I think that we've seen the performances out west by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's going to be a much more well-rounded race because there's going to be more than enough candidates for this year's running, because usually it's up to 3 or 4 people. This year we might see like 5 or 6 people in the MVP conversation.
I think
Yeah,
I
usually
agree.
narrow it down to 3 people, but yeah, I honestly I can't believe I left SGA out of that conversation. I might even put him at number 3, honestly. Not Giannis.
I mean, SGA was my pick for MVP this year. Sounds crazy.
Unguardable. Like
He is just unreal. I think I had Ant Edwards in there as in my top 3. He is not in that top 3.
no,
I
not close.
I don't disagree with Giannis being in there in that conversation right now. Only thing is, like, these guys can't win games. The Milwaukee Bucks are just not doing good. But the Boston Celtics.
Whoa.
And
I'm already here. I'm already here.
Seamus is in. Seamus just
Wait, I have to
barely.
mute the. I decided to make a surprise appearance because I'm sorry if I interrupted your guys' conversation. I was just watching the live stream. So, I don't know where Justin went, but anyway, I just have to give a quick shout out first of all to Hannah Hidalgo because oh my goodness, I saw her play tonight against Connecticut. That woman is for real. But as for what you guys were talking about, were you guys talking about the MVP just now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, can we get all 4 guys up here? Okay,
Right
there
here.
we go. I don't want to knock anybody out of the show here. I don't want to interrupt too much. I can dip on out of here whenever. But
Well, no, it was just a little hot take because we were just talking about MVP candidates and stuff, and all of a sudden, Brendan dropped how Anthony Edwards is his leading MVP, and we were talking about how that wouldn't really be possible with how the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing at the moment.
no,
I didn't say Anthony Edwards was MVP, number 1, did I?
Yeah, he did.
Well-
Yeah, you said number 1.
No,
he's your number. He's my number 1. No,
No,
he's
he
not
said he was your number 1, and I was like, that's funny because I had him as my top 3, and he's not even top 3 right now because in coming into the season, I had him as my top 3.
I said SGA was supposed to be.
Yeah, no, that's who I have. As
okay,
I think,
okay.
yeah,
You confused me.
no,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
what happened last year in terms of Anthony Edwards, if he wasn't firmly, I think one day it's like these guys have to be more anointed over time with their teams having success year after year, because after what happened last season, it's like Anthony Edwards could have been in the MVP conversation. Could Towns have been in the MVP conversation? Yet they weren't because Jokic and Giannis, especially Jokic. Jokic is just out of this world, but his team isn't doing the greatest. It's like our 2 generational players right now, Jokic and Giannis. Excuse me, losing my voice here. Jokic and Giannis, they're supposed to be our generational players right now, but their teams are just not performing up to standards of where you would think an MVP's team is. So that kind of leaves it to other guys in a sense. I think right now it has to be Jokic in terms of the statistical numbers, but in terms of team success,
Tatum clears.
you could give it to Tatum. You could give it to SGA. I think Giannis is just so underrated.
I think
he's so
Giannis
underrated.
Conversation. People aren't even putting Giannis in that conversation. I think Giannis is undoubtedly in the MVP conversation. Undoubtedly. I don't think there's a reason why he shouldn't be. I do understand they're like 2 or 3 games over 500, if that. So that definitely is where the question comes in. But I feel as if Giannis's name isn't getting mentioned enough. I feel like it hasn't been mentioned enough in the past few years anyway. I'm a big Giannis guy. I shouldn't say that as a Celtics fan with Giannis kind of being our rival right now, but I'm a Giannis guy. What can I say?
we don't have any rivals around here.
Justin totally ousting himself. I feel like I'm having a Franco moment right now. I have my TV on in the background. It's not my TV. I've got this
That's not
Airbnb TV
It's
on.
not me, Justin.